Hey, everybody, what is going on? CerealOverdrive here, and today we're on Mutation Station in Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing is a last hunt, because I've just sold this land area, which means I'm headed back to Calypso for a little bit, because it's been a while since I've been to Calypso. So yeah, the big news here, the story, I'm not going to hide it, this land area is no longer mine. For a couple months I had a land area, it was a really cool adventure. But after considering it, I just had to give it up because I wasn't giving it the attention that it needed. I didn't have the PED flow to really keep things going, and it just wasn't in the books for me, for being honest. Like the land area, you either need a lot of time to sort of keep things going, power through sort of the slow periods, make sure it works, keep people happy, keep people coming, or you need the PEDs to just keep powering through. I didn't have either, so I decided to not admit defeat, but admit that sort of mission accomplished, right? At this point, I owned the land area. I played with the land area. You can see it. Like I was a land area owner. Like I completed that dream, that mission, that goal that I'd set when I first joined Entropia Universe to own a land area. It's been done. Not been there, done that, but like we hit it. Like, if you go back, you can watch the full CerealOverdrive journey from whenever I started doing these little, like, Entropia Universe vlogs back in, I don't know, 2014, 2013, before vlog would even be a thing that people would say. But yeah, you can see the whole journey that I did. You can see me go from a dude that didn't have a land area to a dude that did, but, like, it was an adventure, and I hit it. I did it. I accomplished my goals, and I realized that that was not it was exactly what I was expecting, but at the same time, it wasn't what I needed at this time in my life. I've got a lot of things I'm busy doing, and the land area is not another thing that I can add to the books. I tried it. It was fun. It was great. Maybe in the future I'll buy another one. Who knows? But yeah, overall, great experience. I figured one last 100 PED hunt at Mutation Station, that's what I owed it. Plus, I spent a lot of money to bump up the DNA for a bit, so I might as well take advantage, right? Not a lot of money, but I spent some money. But yeah, oh man, it was a journey. I think if we've got to look back, if we've got to talk about this, as far as land areas go, there was a good bit of spend there. Okay, there's a good amount of PED spent. You can look at my PED card. I don't even think you can see it right now. You can see it's got a pretty nice balance to it. If you stop that video and zoom in right there, you'll see it's a big number. And I bought some things, so it was even bigger before. But yeah, it was a journey. It was really cool. And it was, I don't know. But yeah, it was a journey. It was a cool adventure. So yeah, man, what is there to say? That's the thing. I want to respond to that PM, but I don't, because I don't want to make it like public. And that's the person who bought the land area. I'm just sort of, you want to show people the ropes, tell them what's going on, help them out, get them sort of started with the thing, because most people going into this, unless you're someone who's like a serial land area entrepreneur, are new to it. So I'm gonna do what I can to help get things off to a good start, but at the same time, I don't want to answer that PM just in case price or something like that's there, and I don't know if people want to disclose the price or not, so I just want to leave it all like sort of in the weeds for now as far as how much was spent. You can see my PED card, but that's, I mean, the PEDs on there, it's obvious that I paid, that way more was paid by me and by this person for the land area, so that's nothing special there. But yeah, it was a journey. It was cool to do. And man, looking at it, it's just one of those things. Like, I know that when I started this journey, if I could look there and realize that I was probably the first, probably the only free to play player who never deposited and bought a land area. That's something that is monumentally hard. Like, I don't think that's like a 1% of that's something that not even like a 0.1% of players can say they've done. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have hit that. It's cool to have hit that goal. And now Now there comes a time. Now there comes a question. We've got to. What is next? What's next for CerealOverdrive? Because the LA, we got it. Now, I mean, what am I going to do? I'm just going to buy up deeds and keep going? Like, I don't know. I've got to figure out now what the next sort of the goal is going to be. I need people on here to tell me what they, not tell me, but what do you think the next goal should be? What would you be aiming for if you were Cereal? Well, if you were me, I guess. But like, what is next? Because the goal is always trade your way, work your way, grind your way up to a land area. That's been there, done that. Is this the end? Is that all over? Do I go for a planet? I can't go for a planet because I'd lose the account. I don't want to lose a Cereal over the Daniel Outman Jackson account. That has history to me. That name, to me, not to anyone else, but to me, that name means something, and I do not want to give that up. So what is next? What's the next big adventure, I guess? You've got to come up with it. I don't know. I want to brainstorm because I'm excited about this, right? Like, for the meantime, the PDs are going to go into deeds because, you know, that's a pretty good place to put, like, park PEDs, I think, right? Like, personally, I like deeds. They always pay out. You don't have to do any work. Land areas, that was a bit of work, but, like, yeah, you don't have to do any work. So I figured, like, good place to park it. But long term, what's the goal? I got to figure that out. It's exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting. Also, I just realized I did not clear my inventory, so we're really not going to be able to tell if this was a profitable hunt or not, because I've done a little bit of hunting prior to this on the LA. So before the sale, one of the things that I was doing to sort of keep LA, the land area, like, profitable, was I was just doing weekly events, 35, 50 PDs first prize. You spend 50 to 75, 80 PEDs on the event, and generally what happens is you're going to get a fairly decent return, I'd say. Like, fairly decent as in you're going to probably make all the money back that you spent, which is really good because that draws people in. It gets people interested in the land area. They're more likely to come back over the week. And if you can keep those events going, you can get sort of a ball going, right? And at some point, people are just going to naturally come to the land area in between events because they've had luck there. They've hit globals. They've hit Hoffs. They sort of figure out how the mobs work, which mobs are dropping what. And then when that mob is sort of hot, or when that item's hot and markups up, they're going to go to your land area. So events are definitely the way to go, but I was throwing some events, or one event, because I took a pretty long hiatus. So that was part of the problem. Like, I was taking these breaks, and I couldn't keep the event schedule going. But yeah, I threw an event, got some loot, and I never TT'd or sold it on auction. So now we're not going to be able to tell if I'm profitable or not unless I hit some big global. And if I do, that means that we are. Actually, let's see what the message of this is. Okay, cool message. But yeah, it looks like, what are we 3% hunting tax, 2% mining tax? That's not bad. That's actually, the new owner said it a little bit lower than I was in the final days when I was trying to figure out how I could make it work. Because that's a big thing with the LA. You need to put the time in. I think with the time it can be a pretty, like, decent venture. It's just you need that time. And, you know, I found that CerealOverdrive, the channel, was something that I'd rather put my time into. So that's what we're going to do. Keep trucking with the channel, and the LA is no more. But yeah, we've got to come up with the next goal. And the thing is, like, motherships or malls or anything like that, it doesn't really make sense because I just don't have the time to keep that going. I do have my apartment still. I never sold that, but I mean, that's not really a goal because I've already hit it, I guess. I've got to come up with something. I've got to come up with something cool to do. We'll get there. It could just be like, I don't know, like, it could be a skill goal, but again, like, when time's the issue, it doesn't make as much sense. So we'll have to think about it. But yeah, I'm curious what people have, because usually you guys have better ideas than I do, to be honest. But yeah, that's the big news. Like, you know, that's overall the LA was a great experience. All of it was worthwhile. I'd do it again if I could, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll try and buy Calypso LA, and, you know, one of those, like, mining LAs where people just, like, drop their probes and there's no real upkeep. Maybe I'll venture into one of those, see what I can do with that. I don't know. Be a great experience, 100%. Would do it again. Maybe I will. Maybe that'll be the goal. It'll just be like a new land area. I want to buy Nia's place or something. I don't think that one's for sale. That's owned by like a Entropia Universe corporation, isn't it? There's no way they're selling. Yeah, we gotta come up with something. The other thing too is like when Unreal comes, who knows what that's gonna bring? Because that's another one. Ooh, we got an old here, so that's one that I definitely spent some PDs on when I pumped that fertilizer in. And you know the new owner is gonna get the tax, but again, like unless I hit some crazy global, I'm not gonna be too upset about it, or I should say crazy all-time high. Now that would be like a little bit of slap in the face, right? Like hit this. I mean, I'd still be all for it, but like sell the land area after all this time I've been hunting there trying to push it, and I get an all-time high, and the value of it just jumps up by a ton, and it's like, ooh, seriously, could have made more. Could have made more. Not only would I lose in 3%, I'm also losing that press, that pump. But it's very unlikely to happen, and if it does, like, I'm happy to be the one that gets that all-time high. I'm happy to be that one. We can rebuy the LA for double the price, I guess. But yeah, it's fun. I don't know. It's hard for me to know, but like, if you can tell, I'm happy about the way things worked out. I'm happy about this. This is a good thing for everybody. Plus, it means I can go back to Calypso because it takes a lot of time to fly between planets, and that's one of the things. Like, I never have the time to go to Calypso anymore because I want to be here so that I can manage the LA. Now that that's gone, now that Mutation Station is sold, I can go spend a bit more time on Calypso. Check that out. Because, look, I've got to be honest. Even though I had the land area on Arkadia and all of that, Calypso was still where that's where my heart is. That's where the CerealOverdrive sort of like. That's where I identify with Calypso. That's my planet, I guess you could say. So yeah, maybe I'll go back and try and buy now. I don't think I will. Because like I said here, the big thing was I just didn't have the time for it. So I don't think that's going to change for the next couple of years. But hey, I've been playing this game for like 15, 20 years now. Like, I'll have some time later in my life. Hopefully I live a life that long. But I'll have some time later in my life to dive into this again. Maybe I can go deep with another land area, or maybe Unreal's going to bring something new that I can have as a goal. That would be cool. Because I guess that's the big thing. Get ready for Unreal. Like, that's the goal right now. Like, get ready for Unreal Engine, because this could be the first MMO RPG to be using Unreal Engine, and that's gotta have a PD card to support some really cool stuff with that one. So yeah, maybe that's the goal, just to save up PED. Apparently it is supposed to be PED. I talked to them about this. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. I do admit it, but I'm not going to stop. Never getting quit. There's nothing wrong with it. And yes, I did just quote Nickelback. I was like, who made that song? And I'm like, oh no, I've exposed myself. And not in a good way. This isn't a preschool we're talking about. This is Nickelback, folks. But yeah, this hunt, we still got some time to go. Let's see if we can't get some loot here. Did I just like clear this thing? I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's bad manners to clear the LA. Like, it's definitely giving some loot to the owner. We haven't hit any globals or anything too crazy, but we've been getting some like 5 PD loots and stuff like that. Those aren't too bad, I feel like. You get a little cut. Because that's one of the things too, like I realized with land areas. In a way, you're gambling too. Like, as a land area owner, when you own a land area, you're gambling. You're hoping that someone's gonna hit a big loot on your land area because you get a cut, right? So like, there's a little bit of that. Like, anytime someone's out there hunting, like you're in it with them. Like, you get a free ticket to ride, basically. I guess the cost of entry would be fertilizer, which that does get expensive. Like, you're going to be, for these LAs, like some of them that they're maintaining fertilizer costs and all that, it seems like they're probably spending at least like, 30 ped a day, which doesn't sound like much, but if you're taking a 1% cut, that means that there's got to be, what, 3,000 PDs looted on Landarea? That's a pretty high number, I'd say. That's a pretty high number. I mean, I know some of you would probably be like hardcore hunters, so it's not a big deal for you, but 3,000 PDs is something that takes me a good bit of time to loot. But I think this Landarea with the camel, like, if you can like up the maturity of them and get like a good sort of base coming in and cycling through, you could see it. You could see it. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, for now we're just gonna be collecting deeds again and waiting for the next goal. I don't know what it's gonna be, but there will be something. Maybe I'll try and buy a castle. To be honest, I think I don't think the price of that would be outside the range of what I can pay, but it'd be ridiculous, so I'm not gonna do it. Man, I'm hoping one of these things will like give me some loot here. It would be nice to get a nice little global to send me off. Come on, Mind Arc, you can come through with this. Just a little bit of an oomph, right? A little bit of a send-off for good old CerealOverdrive. Get that mayhem armor on for some very low mobs. These mobs, the nice thing is you can outwalk them if you're walking backwards. So as long as you start walking backwards at the right time, you don't really need to worry about them damaging your armor. So pretty much I put this on for the camels, and then for the other ones I just walk backwards. And yeah, for mutated mobs, the mutated Bokolol and Oro, only place you're gonna find them, Mutation Station. Yes, I'm gonna push this Landarea just a little bit because why not? It holds a special place in my heart. So we're sort of running to an end here. Like, I think we'll be out of like 80 shots left. I don't think we can take anything too big now. I don't know. I don't know. The loot didn't blow me away this time around. I was hoping that I'd get a nice little send off with the camels, but it wasn't in the cards for me. It wasn't in the cards. I'm okay with that though. Yeah, mostly I just wanted to make this video sort of wrap things up, let people know where everything stood, all of that, because yeah, I thought it would be good. Let people know what was going on with the Landarea, because people do ask. They're like, "Do you still own it? Are you still doing this with it?" So this is the update video that people are waiting for. Maybe it's not what people want. Maybe they wanted me to stick with it, hold on, and keep going in with the numbers. But I wasn't putting enough time. The numbers weren't looking good. So what can you do, right? Like, just run the thing into the ground, or it's better to give it to someone who can actually truly capitalize on it. And I think that's what I did. So I'm happy with that decision too. Hopefully Mind Arc's happy with that decision. I don't know if they care, but hopefully they do. Ooh, 9 PDs, right? And 9 PDs, that is not bad. So usually when I find, once you start getting those like bigger loots, it means that you're somewhat close to a global. Sometimes. Which is the most ridiculous statement I could ever make. Like, yeah, sometimes you are close to a global. That's pretty much any time you're hunting. Like, there's always a chance, right? Should I just jump on down there? We got 51 shots left. Maybe not. Maybe it's time to call the video here. I don't know. We can look at the loot, but you're not going to be able to tell much from it. You can see I looted at least 37 PDs of shrapnel. I knew I recycled that. Everything else is sort of up in the air. I think most of this has been sold. Like, honestly, we're probably talking about a 70% return here. So not the best run, but that was my send off to Mutation Station. I hope you all enjoyed the land area ownership. I don't know, run through that we did, the timeline that we've got, the videos that we did. But for now, that part is over for Serial Overdrive. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And as always, until next time, peace.